The tragedy begins on a quiet Los Angeles morning, the kind that should have passed without incident, but fate had already written a cruel twist into Taylor Hayes' final moments. Taylor, who had spent her entire life healing others, guiding broken souls, and defending her family at all costs, finds herself caught in a situation she never sees coming. The accident happens in seconds, too fast for anyone to react, too fast for anyone to fully comprehend, but the consequences unfold slowly, painfully, and disastrously for the people she leaves behind. When news breaks that Taylor has died in an accident, the Forresters are shattered. Ridge collapses emotionally, unable to process the loss of the woman who was not just a part of his history, but a part of his identity. Steffi feels as though the center of her world has been ripped away. Thomas becomes eerily quiet, retreating into that dark mental space he has fought to escape for years. The entire family is engulfed in a wave of grief so heavy that even the usual tensions among them temporarily dissolve. At first, everyone believes the accident was just that, an accident. A tragic twist of fate with no deeper meaning behind it. But Steffi cannot shake a feeling that something about the incident doesn't sit right. The details don't add up. The location feels odd. The timing feels suspicious. And the more she examines the circumstances, the more it gnaws at her that her mother didn't simply die, she was taken. When the police finally confirmed that Taylor's death was not a random accident but a hit-and-run caused by someone who fled the scene, the entire family goes numb. The grief transforms into horror. And then the investigation begins. Days turn into restless nights as the truth slowly unravels, piece by piece, until the identity of the killer finally comes to light, and the revelation shocks everyone in ways no one could have imagined. Because the person behind the wheel was not some nameless stranger, not an enemy lurking on the outskirts of their lives, but someone woven directly into the fabric of their world. The truth explodes. The person responsible for Taylor's death is Hope's half-brother, Deacon's previously unknown son, Dylan Sharp. Dylan, recently reintroduced into Deacon's orbit and connected to the Forresters through Hope, confesses that he panicked. He didn't mean to hit Taylor. He wasn't targeting her. It happened in a split second, a moment of reckless distraction, but when he realized what he'd done, fear overtook reason. He fled, convinced that no one would ever believe it was an accident. For Steffi, the shock is suffocating. Not only is her mother gone, but her death came at the hands of someone linked to Hope's family, someone who should have been a distant, harmless presence. The betrayal cuts deeper because it isn't rooted in malice. It's rooted in cowardice, weakness, and the devastating impact of one man's panic. Ridge reacts like a storm breaking loose, rage, sorrow, confusion all tangled together. He wants justice, but he also knows the complicated relationships involved will fracture the families even further. Thomas, already vulnerable, spirals into a dangerous emotional place, blaming Hope, blaming Deacon, blaming anyone connected to Dylan. His pain becomes a weapon pointed at the wrong people, escalating the tension between the Forrester and Logan families to a level not seen in years. Hope is gutted. She barely knows Dylan, yet she feels responsible, ashamed, and terrified for the damage his actions have caused. As the truth spreads through Los Angeles, lines are drawn, loyalties shift, and every conversation becomes a minefield. Brooke tries to comfort her daughter, but even she knows that nothing she says can soften the reality that Taylor's death will haunt all of them for a very long time. Steffi's grief turns into a determination that nothing, no excuse, no apology, no shared connection, can erase what happened. She vows that Dylan will face justice, no matter how tangled the emotional web becomes. What makes the reveal so shocking is not only the identity of the killer but the way Taylor's death becomes the catalyst for a new wave of conflict between families who have fought the same battles for decades. Her absence leaves a wound that doesn't heal, it reshapes the entire landscape of their lives.